he didn't do the one thing that he could, which was brake at the appropriate time.
It was not Mr. Pbla's distracted, aggressive driving as she just indicated.
So the case against the truck driver who hit and killed 5 people in Weld County is now with the jury. Good afternoon. I'm Tom Green.
And I'm Alexandra Lewis. Attorneys wrapped up closing arguments this afternoon. Prosecutors say the driver was reckless, while the defense is pointing blame at the trucking company. Here's 9 News reporter Kelly Rinke.
Nearly 2 years have gone by after 5 people lost their lives on I-25. Jesus Pbla was the truck driver who hit them, now waiting to see if the jury believes he's responsible for their deaths.
What happened was a collision, and what happened was a crime.
The prosecution in closing arguments argued Pbla was driving carelessly before the crash.
His driving was horrific, and people saw it.
Pbla is facing 5 counts of vehicular homicide after his truck slammed into a car while driving 70 miles per hour.
You are going faster than anybody around you, and you don't even brake and realize you have to brake until the point of impact.
While prosecution points to Pbla, his defense attorneys blame the trucking company.
It was not him. And this truck was going down the road. Mr. Pbla was in just as much danger as everybody else on the road. And please do not forget that.
His defense is that Caminantes Trucking gave him a vehicle that didn't have working brakes.
Caminante Trucking did not tell Mr. Pbla, you know what, when you need brakes, they will not be there for you.
Pbla was driving with an expired commercial driver's license, and according to the prosecution, he inspected the truck before getting on the highway.
Caminantes Trucking was not in that vehicle. He was. He made those decisions. He passed it on his inspection.
A family of 5 killed in one crash. Now it's up to a jury to decide if the decisions made that day were criminal. The truck didn't have insurance at the time of the crash. A federal lawsuit filed by the family alleges that the trucking company tried to buy insurance about an hour after this crash happened. We're still waiting to see if there's an update from the jury, but as soon as they reach a verdict, we will let you know. In Greeley, I'm Kelly Rinke, 9 News.
Thanks, Kelly. A driver is being cited for reckless driving after hitting a student in Douglas County. This happened just before 7:30 this morning in the student drop-off area between Thunder Ridge and Ranch View. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office says the student had some minor injuries but was not taken to the hospital.
Well, TGIW, right? It's halfway through the work week now. We're almost done with the month of March as well, and we're up above 50 degrees. Some nice weather here today and more to come. Kathy's with us now, taking a look at a pretty nice ride on our way out of March.
I know, it feels so good, doesn't it? I'm telling you, you guys, everywhere I went, people were like, can we just be done with the snow? Can we just have spring? Everybody's over the winter weather, but we're about to start our second snowiest month on average, so you gotta be patient for just a few more weeks. At least the drive today, no issues, and it's so pretty out there. Lots of sunshine, temperatures in the 50s, beautiful snow in the high country. We're gonna add to that snow with a little weather disturbance that's gonna bring in a few more inches to freshen up the snowpack for those that are going skiing and riding up there. And then we're heading into the Easter weekend with above average temperatures and another storm off to the west. Currently 50 in Denver, 56 in Lamar, 37 in Steamboat, and 55 in Grand Junction. Winds out of the west and northwest, fairly light along the Front Range. Always nice to say that. This is the system that we're tracking for Easter Sunday into Monday. Still offshore from California. High pressure comes in before that storm gets here, allowing in just enough moisture for those light snow showers in the mountains and bringing a few clouds to the Front Range. But we have a beautiful evening tonight, another nice day tomorrow, and your evening temperature trend, beautiful. Low 50s into the mid 40s by 9 o'clock. Will we see 70? Tom was talking about that earlier. Probably not, and I'll explain why we're not going to see 70 between now and Easter Sunday. And then we're tracking a storm. We've got rain and snow back in the forecast, so we'll have all that coming up in just a bit.
Thank you, Kathy. An update this afternoon. 2 girls now facing charges for a bias-motivated crime. This after an attack at an RTD station. Lakewood police arresting a second suspect yesterday. It was in February that the victim was waiting to get on the light rail at the Wadsworth station. That's when police say 2 women asked if he had cigarettes. They say that when the victims said no, one of the girls yelled at him, punched him, and held him down by his hair. They say the other girl yelled racial slurs. The Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office is going to be taking over law enforcement duties for the entire town of Bennett starting in May. That town decided not to renew its contract with the Adams County Sheriff's Office. It's a contract that runs out at the end of next month. So until then, deputies in Adams County will still respond to in-progress calls and emergency situations. Community service officers in Bennett will be handling the rest of the calls. Now we turn to continuing coverage out of Baltimore, where the search goes on for the remains of 6 people. This after that cargo ship slammed into the Francis Scott Key Bridge, sending the structure down into the water.
Along with the search, authorities continue their probe into what exactly happened here and why. NBC's Jay Gray has more.
A day later, rough weather adding to the overwhelming task of investigators and search and recovery teams in Baltimore. The crash scene, a mess of twisted metal, severed cables, jagged boulders of rock and concrete from the collapse, a dangerous soup of debris, especially in the pitch-black depths of the Patapsco River.
There's a tremendous amount of debris in the water, from containers hanging off ships. We have to make sure those are shored up. We're going to work with structural engineers to help them understand how to navigate and address the challenges of having bridge structure in the water.
At least 6 members of a maintenance crew repairing potholes on the Francis Scott Key Bridge at the time of the accident are still missing and presumed dead. Maryland's governor reaching out to their families.
Now that we've transitioned to the recovery phase, my promise to them is this: I will devote every single resource to making sure that you receive closure.
As investigators expand their search to understand how and why the fully loaded container ship slammed into the center support column of the bridge. We now know the NTSB has recovered the ship's voyage data recorder and is beginning interviews with the ship's crew members and witnesses, part of what the NTSB says will be a long, detailed investigation, followed by the difficult process of clearing away the debris. Jay Gray, NBC News, Baltimore.
For the first time, 7 of the largest sports betting companies are coming together to promote responsible gaming. FanDuel, DraftKings, BetMGM, and some other sites are creating a new association. An estimated 2 million adults in the U.S. meet the criteria for a severe gambling problem. This is according to the National Council on Problem Gambling. The group will work on education and conscientious advertising. Colorado Lottery is also making some new investments to raise awareness on gambling addictions. They made a special appearance at the state capitol for that today. Our Lauren Scafidi will have more on that story for you coming up at 5 o'clock tonight. Well, we have a winner. Last night, a lucky ticket for the Mega Millions jackpot was sold.
Yeah, surprisingly that we noted, because it was only a $1.3 billion jackpot.
That's
so
it.
Yeah, it goes to someone in New Jersey. Might be enough money for them to move out. Well, I have a lot of friends in Jersey. Well, I'm just teasing my friends. The jackpot, the 5th largest in Mega Millions history, the 8th in American lottery history. The winner bought the ticket at a liquor store in New Jersey. Should the winner choose the cash option, they'll collect a cool $537.5 million. The good news is, if you win in New Jersey under state law, you can remain anonymous. So it's likely we'll never know the identity of the winner. And the owner of the store that sold the ticket also got a bonus check.
Amazing thing when you think about how lucky we are to be the store that sold this ticket. It's 1 in 302 million. That's the chance of winning this lottery. So thank you.
Well, as always, congratulations to the liquor store for selling that ticket. There was also one big winner sold in Littleton. Colorado Lottery says $1 million ticket was sold at a Safeway in Littleton. So that's
Not bad.
it's not bad. It's
Not
better
bad
than
at
how you
all.
started the day.
Yeah, exactly. You always just hope that it's like, you know, a good person who wins all this money and it changes their life for the better.
And use their power for good
That's
instead
right.
of evil.
That's right. Yeah, seriously, yes.
Go good. Down with evil.
So if you did not win last night, you do have another chance to win tonight with the Powerball. That jackpot is now up to $865 million. The cash payout would be about $416 million.